Let us see how to create vendors in Axolon. It's a very simple step to create the vendors. From the main menu, select the vendor, cards and vendor. In this vendor code and vendor name is mandatory things in this area. The vendor code and vendor name is bold. That's why. Now vendor code is auto generated from the system. Then we can enter the vendor name. I put one vendor name, new vendor. Then vendor foreign names and formal names we can enter. The right side, the vendor class. The vendor class has some predefined vendor class. We can select the predefined vendor classes here. The vendor class allow to group a number of vendors together to show some common options. You can see here. The vendor group. We can set the vendor group same like as vendor class. There has some common options. We can filter this one. These things are mainly for reporting purpose. Vendor group and country area. This wise we can generate the reports also. In downside, this is the address area. We can enter the contact person name, then city, then address of print format, then multiple phone numbers, then mobile numbers, mail IDs. We can enter the mail IDs. After finishing this one, then we can go to the second tab. Here we can mention the buyer name. We can set in buyers to the particular vendor. Then this particular vendor using which payment methods we can mention here. Bank transfer. Then payment terms. There are some predefined payment terms that's available. We can select the payment terms here and shipping methods also. Downside, there is some credit limits. We can set the amount of the credit limit for the particular vendor or no credit or unlimited. Now I set unlimited. Then in the tax option, we can set the vendor has taxable or non-taxable. It has reverse charge mechanism. You can see here taxable, non-taxable, reverse charge mechanism. We can set it's a taxable vendor. We can set taxable. That time there is some group is available. The predefined group tax group. We can select the predefined tax group. Now I select tax 01. Then here we can mention the tax ID numbers. The third tab is contact. Here already saved contacts will be shown here. Then last tab is note. We can enter the all information related to the vendors. We can enter here. Other informations we can enter here. After finishing this one, we can check enter things are right. If it has any missing, we can enter that one also. For example, here country is missing. I put the country. After finishing this one, everything is fine. We can save this one. The record will be saved to the system. In the top side, we can see some tools. This is navigation tools. We can select the previous and last record and first record. We can now I select the previous record. It's showing the last saved vendor details also here. In this list, you can see all vendors saved to the system. Here we can search the name base, tax ID base, city base, country base. We can search anything base. Now I search base, filter base, filter namely base. I double click that vendor at open. Then here, third thing is attach file. We can attach any type of file related to a particular vendor. We can scan any files or attach from the system. It will be stored to the Axolon. We can attach any file to related to this particular vendor. These are for printing purpose.